Hello everyone, today I'm making another tea video, but this time is not mainly about the tea itself. It is about this. I got Nixing clay teapot, if the focus will focus. No, it doesn't focus on the text for some reason. So I got this teapot because from Mei Leaf, because I watched their video comparing the different clays, and I always wanted to try these fancy teapots. But with tea you can buy a taster pack. With teapot you can't buy a taster bit of the teapot itself, so I got the whole thing. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't too expensive either. It was reasonably priced, especially if you look into it, which I have. And on Mei Leaf's website it states, it was a little bit of a digging though, because it states that what they do, they blend two types of, two clays of the east and the western side of Qinjiang River, can't really pronounce it properly, and I tried to look up this river in China, and on Google Maps it just didn't want to come up. So I found a bit more information about Nixing clay on Modern Leaf's website, where they describe how they treat the clay from each side of the river. So for example, one side is left out for to be exposed to the elements for like 4-6 months, and the other one, which one, the east one, is stored wet in a sealed container before being mixed. And it tells you all about these technical things, what do they do with it, how they do it. Like they fire it in 1200 degrees to finish it. They can do carvings on it. Anyway, what I wanted to really do, because it's not about the story really, this video is about does it worth buying an expensive teapot for drinking tea over any cheap ones that you can get on Amazon, because I got this with 4 cups, like 16 quid. This is fully ceramic teapot. This is my original teapot. It's nothing fancy. I like it, to be honest with you. But this one, I really wanted to see if it makes any difference on the tea, as it states in the video as well. You can watch the Mei Leaf video about it, and Don can, well, he tells you everything about the different kind of clays and he goes into the details, but what I really just want to see is, does it really worth it? Anyway, it arrived in this little box. It's really surprising. I thought it would just come in a bubble wrap, pretty much like this did. But no, this came in this little box, and as you open it, it's magnetic. It's a really nice touch, to be honest with you. And it has a plush inside, quite a thick cushioning to protect the teapot. And the teapot itself comes in a bag like this. Let me show you better. I hold it up for you. So it's a little bit of a silky, cushiony, protective bag with motifs on it. And let's put these aside a bit. I was quite surprised when this came like this. I wasn't expecting it, as I said, I was just expecting it to come in a bubble wrap. And then here's the teapot. As you can see, it's smaller, not by much, but smaller. Maybe it doesn't help that I have a black jumper on. Let's take this off. The black jumper and the black teapot. Doesn't really show, does it? How shall I move so it can show? So it's a little bit smaller. This one is heavier, definitely. And this one, the black one, feels much more smooth and glossy. This one is smooth and it's very delicate, and as you can see, I didn't even open it. This things, I don't even know if anything is inside or not, because I'm a little bit rubbish with these things. I can unpack things, but I can't put them back as they were, so this is why I left it. And the bag, once you open it, this is how it looks like. You have these motifs on it. It's pretty cool. I like it. Now let's see. How does it come off? Okay, it doesn't come up that way. Maybe that way. There you go. Good. Okay, that just went away. Alright, there is nothing inside. It's just this paper cover to protect the lid. And this is how the lid looks like in the inside and the outside. And as you can see, there's if it focuses, there's not enough light for it to focus. You can see there is stamp on the bottom, and there is a stamp there as well. It doesn't really show well because the light comes from above, not from that way. It looks and feels very delicate compared to this one. This one feels much more sturdy. This one feels way better. It's just different, completely different. So what I will do is I will have a black tea in this pot and the same black tea in this pot, and I will compare how do they taste. Exactly same one. I will have the Yunnan black one. How do I turn this so you can see? I will have the Yunnan black tea for this. That's what I have decided, and we shall see. So, what I have done was, I rinsed this clay pot out because I read it on one of the product descriptions of Modern Leaves with these, because they sell a lot of different teapots as well, going into the thousands of dollars or pounds, can't remember. But anyway, one of them said that the niching clays should be prepared with the very first use, like when you used to back in the old days when you bought a phone and you put it on charge for 16 hours for the very first time. So what they said, I have to fill it up 3 times with water, rinse it, and then with boiling water, and then rinse it. I haven't done the boiling water just yet, but because we will warm up the pots anyway, I thought it's not very necessary. However, smelling the wet pot, so smelling the wet pot, it does have this muddish smell when it's really wet, but it's really faint, but it does smell like something coming from the river to me. The other thing I have noticed, although this is handmade, this lid is nearly airtight, even when now, because it's all wet. When I lift it off, I can feel a little bit of, like when it's just sucking on it. It's very tight. So even when it's on, now I can't even move. While with the other one, I grab the lid and I can, not much, but I can move it about. However, this whole set was 16 quid. This one was nearly 10 times that, but I will put a link into the description. Anyhow, I took the Yunnan Black out. I have it here. I will put a picture on as well. And this is how the leaves look like. And it is from the 15th of March 2019. That's the season. I can't pronounce the cultivar or origin. I will put a link into the description. So what I will do, because this black teapot is roughly 180 ml, while this Nixing is 130. What I will do, I will divide this roughly, this amount of leaf. I put a little bit more into this pot, put a bit smaller into this, so I would roughly have an equal amount per milliliters in the teapot, but it's roughly the amount. It's not going to be accurate, but that's not the point anyway, be exactly accurate. It's just to compare how does this cheap ceramic teapot makes the Yunnan Black taste, and how does the Nixing teapot make it taste. However, I'm a little bit afraid of this teapot because I don't want to burn my finger when I'm pouring the water out, but let's see. I have a 90-degree water with me, roughly 90-degree, because I don't have a probe, so I just go by the ear, so I close it off before it would start to boil. Okay, how should I make this work? Okay, so I have the water. Let's warm these up. I'll put a bit more into this. Oh. Okay. And I pour it into what I normally do. I just use this water, this warming up water and the rinse water, and pour it into a, well, this is not a gong dai bake, this is just a big pot with a filter, and then I pour it all away on these teapots when I go fancy like this. Let's see, how am I supposed to pour this out? And I noticed this one is a very much slower pour. If you just look at it, it's 130 ml and it's just still coming out. It has a smaller hole anyway, smaller spout and tinier. But this teapot anyway, it's tinier than this other one. So I just pour into the mugs, cups, and on the teapots, yay, they are changing colors, and a bit of the water will follow as well. Make it golden, way. So now they are warm. It doesn't smell rivery, this muddy to me now. Maybe it was just a little bit of dust in it. Anyhow. Did you see that? Nearly lifted up off the whole teapot. It's that tight and it's handmade. Okay, let's try to put like I don't know, 3/5 into this and 2/5 into the other one. Okay, that looks about right. I didn't measure, I never really look. It's this side, it lifts it up, so be careful. I used to measure the tea out by the gram. Oh, but I also noticed this has a bigger hole here, so I can put more tea in easily. It won't go on the side. So anyway, I used to measure the tea out by the gram as it describes on the back of the package, like 5 gram per 100 ml, etc, etc. But then I realized I don't really have to. I just use this tea observer thingy, and I got used to it, what sort of amount works really. Maybe I need a bit more of this Yunnan black. Why not, eh? Let's make it a proper one. More into this and a bit more into this. This is a special day anyway. So yeah, these are still a bit hot. Hopefully I can smell something different. Can you hear it? Yeah, that's the lid. It's not tight. Shake the leaves around. No sound. The lid is tight. Let's smell this. It reminds me of an old wardrobe from my great-grandfather's bedroom. Maybe I let the teapot to cool down too much. But do this one. No, didn't really shake it properly, did I? I don't want the lid to fly off. Okay. The smell of this is a little... oh. Okay, so it's time to rinse the tea. First I rinse this. Oh, how am I supposed to pour it out? Oh, this way. and let's give it a smell. It's hot. I can't really describe what do I smell. Do I smell bananas or this or that? But although I haven't rinsed this one, I can smell that this is a little bit dialed down compared to this one, as I can remember. But let's have a look. Let's rinse this one and let's see what does it smell like. Ooh, I never poured with left hand. I have never done this with left hand before. Let's see. In this one, it has a little bit of a burnt smell, charcoal smell to it. While in this one I didn't get that at all. Okay, fair enough. I bet the Teapot's loving it. Oh, this rinse. Whee. This one has emptied. Yep, this one has emptied. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to make the first brew in this. Pour it into this pot. Drink it. And then I will leave the last bit in the cup, and then I rinse this pot with water. Then I will make a brew in this Nixing clay pot and do the same, and I will describe how does it taste like compared to this pot. And what I will do, I will leave this last cup here, and when I will come to the last cup on the right side from the Nixing, I can compare it side by side. That's the idea. So let's get started. If I have enough water, hopefully. So I need to brew this for 20 seconds. About 20 seconds. Okay, let's take the lid off. Let's take this out. So what I can see, it's a really nice brown orangey color of the liquor. I wouldn't expect that this teapot will affect the color at all, but let's see. So this is the first teapot from Amazon. Let's see how does it taste like. I can't really describe the taste. It just brings some sort of memories back, but they are not really clear memories, so they just fade away. And it reminds me I can't really grasp it, but I have never been disappointed with this teapot. However, I have to. So let's try this pot. Again, brewing it for 20 seconds. Ooh. That's roughly 20 seconds, probably a bit more now. Now how did I do it? Oh, it's heavy. Okay. Oh. I don't know what is it exactly, but it has an extra layer of warmth to it on the smell, if you know what I mean. And wow, probably because I have brewed it a bit longer, but now the color is way much darker. It is way much darker than in the other one. Okay, that's a surprise, but probably I just brewed it for longer, a little bit more than 20 seconds. Okay, I need you guys to be here. Hopefully I won't knock anything over. So, I'm not really sure if the camera will catch it, but this is the Amazon pot. This is the Nixing. Now, look at that light reflection there, and the same light reflection there. So you can see that one is more orangey, while that one is more reddish. It has a much more deeper color to it. I wasn't expecting that. Don't know if you can see. Can you see it? There is a bit of color difference. And if you look into the pot, into this one, how should I? It's very much darker and brownish, reddish than in the other one. Let's put you back. On my food storage, food containers, you are standing on my food containers because the camera stand is too low. Anyhow, after this surprise, let's give it a taste, and see how does it make me feel. Okay, there is something extra going on. But I can't really grasp it. I'm not really good at this, as you can tell. But let's compare it side by side. So let's try the Amazon one. It's gone a little bit cold. And it's a little bit thin. The taste is thin. Well, this one it is much more richer. Well, it's not like wow, ooh, but you can definitely taste the difference. This one is it has a little bit of a, now that I'm drinking side by side, it has, it's how can I describe, it's when you cook and when you taste something during cooking, you stirring, you taste something with a metal spoon or with a wooden spoon. It's the same soup, but it has a little bit of different taste. This one is reminds me when you have just a metal spoon taste, and it's just, you can taste the metal on it, you can taste it's just a smooth thing. Well, this one has something more going on. I will keep trying and I will find out what it is, and I will record that, and I will cut to that. I will sort the editing out anyway, but I have to figure out what's going on between these two, because there is definitely a difference, and I have to find out if it's worth the price difference. So I just keep brewing. Okay, I'm still at the second brew, and I kinda overbrewed it a little bit in this spot, like 40 seconds, because I was messing around. So I brewed it in this Nixing pot as well for roughly 40 seconds. What I didn't do is I didn't use filter this time. However, I think it's my personal thing is that the tea coming out from Nixing straight into this pot, just you pull it out, it has a reddish underlying color to it, a little bit more reddish. And let's see in the cup. So let's have a look at this. So both have been brewed like 40 seconds. I hope that the camera won't fall off. And I don't know if you can see, the Amazon one is deeper in color now because of the longer brew, bit reddish, but the Nixing one has that more reddish glow to it. You can see there is a little bit of difference, bit more to the orange side of the color, more to the red-ish. I hope it comes through. It's very interesting though. However, what I noticed when I was tasting, let's call this Amazon pot because I got it from there, it has a little bit of a clean taste. Oh, don't tell me you are dying. Battery is dying, really? Okay, so what happened was my camera's battery died. So what I was trying to say is, where can I put you? You will be fine like this. So what I was trying to say is that on the Amazon pot, it has a little bit of a, it's like if it's stripping a little bit of a depth off from the tea, just it makes it less complex, it makes it a little bit, gives it a little bit of a clean taste, if you know what I mean. It's some, not like chlorine or whatever, but something that is clean, while this Nixing gives a little bit of an extra, I don't know what it is, but it's a little bit of a, even to the smell, it's just more, it has more depth. You can see on the color as well, it's a little bit different. I also had to cheat because I'm not done from Mei Leaf, so I had to cheat. What does he smell, taste on this Yunnan Black? So he says with the dry leaf, chocolate, dark roasted peanuts and hay. Can't remember, but definitely there was some roasting notes on it. Liquor, he says golden orange and brown liquor. You saw it yourself. And mouth taste, maple syrup. I have tasted pure maple syrup. That doesn't come through to me. And barley malt with slight violet floral notes. I can relate to that, to those floral notes. Maybe, I can't say maple syrup, but there is something going on. And where does it say? Nose, wet leaf, old wine cork, and you know that oldness, that the smell of cork, that oldness, that does come through to me. But as I said, it just, to me tea just gives me feeling instead of, okay, yeah, I can taste it. I can't really separate these tastings, not with every tea. There are a couple of teas where I could definitely say, yeah, this reminds me to this reminds me to that. But between these two pots, there is a difference. There's a huge difference in depth. I haven't tasted the second brew of the Nixing, so let's taste it. Hopefully this cheating does not affect. That old wooden cork, well, I don't normally like old wine corks, but there is definitely something reminding there on the taste. But it is an extra layer of something. It's just, maybe it's not different at all, it's just a little bit stronger and some notes come out better, if you see what I mean. While this one, the Amazon one, strips that away completely. It has that clean taste, it strips something away from the tea. I have never noticed that because obviously when I started to drink tea, I thought, okay, let's give it a try, let's see how these things work, because the whole thing was new. So obviously you don't start with the most expensive things, you just start small, and if it works out, you still didn't waste much money on it, and I was quite happy with it. But now I can definitely see the difference. There is a difference between teapots. Yeah, what I think is that this one, this ceramic Amazon teapot, dials down something that the niching brings out. Mainly that now, because I read the cheat sheet, that mold, that maple syrup, that old wine cork taste, and what else did it say on the taste? Because that was for the smell, wasn't it? What mouth taste? Maple syrup, barley malt. Yeah, I think with the Amazon one, because it also said some violet floral notes. With the Amazon one, that that maltness dials down, and the floral tastes stay there. This butter is dying as well. While the niching one brings out the malt and barley taste more, so equals it out. That's why I think you can taste it a bit more complex, and it feels like it has a depth to it. It's very interesting. It is. So, I had a couple more brews, and the final conclusion is for me that this teapot, this niching, does worth the money. I do believe it does worth the money. It just gives it a natural taste to the tea, while this other one, as I said, it just thins it out. Also, if you have a look here, this bit, you can see that I guess this is painted. The paint is coming off after the use. This is 1 year old, and it's getting discolored as well, like it would be a rust or something. But I think that's just tea stain. While this niching pot doesn't have any added colors or whatever. This is just the clay itself, and this is how it looks like. This is all natural. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with this teapot. I'm glad that I bought it. I think it does worth the money, and I didn't expect this much of a difference between the tea, because if you just use this, because I'm really happy with this pot from Amazon, and if you just drink it, it does taste fine. tea is good, but when you put it side by side, you can see that this is way much better. And I bought this this teapot anyway for black tea, really, because I really like black tea. So I will solely use this pot for black teas. This is the final conclusion. Thank you very much if you have watched my video.